everyone, my name's George Farmer, also known as the Aquascaper, and today I'm really excited to set up my first insularium. So before I do that, let's just have a little talk about what insularium is. So it is basically like an aquarium, planted aquarium, but instead of having the plants underwater, they are grown out of the water. So we have a combination of terrestrial plants, which will not survive underwater at all, and marsh plants, which can survive underwater, but more than likely they'll be better off out of water. And it's a really low maintenance way of introducing a slice of nature into your home. So unlike most planted aquariums with CO2 injection, high lighting, etc., which are relatively expensive to set up and they're relatively high maintenance, this is a really accessible way for beginners to the hobby and anyone at all to just have a really beautiful living piece of art in their living space. So I'm really excited to get underway. So the first thing I'm going to do is lay my substrate. We've got a lovely mix of natural gravels here. I'm going to mix all these up and it will create a really natural appearance. So just open the bags. Pour them in. I'll just start off with the first two and see how much room that takes up. Give it a nice mix. Okay, that's quite a thin layer there, so I'll add another couple of bags and that should be perfect. So I've deliberately chosen these colour of grains to suit the rocks that I'll be using, which I'll show you in a moment. So I'll give this a really good mix. And the great thing about mixing grain sizes and colours, it just makes it look even more natural. The gravel has been pre-washed, so hopefully when I add water later it won't cloud. So this tank size is 60 centimetres long by, I think it's 15 or 16 high, by about 30 front to back. A really nice shallow tank, which makes it perfect for immersed plant growth. There we go, nice and mixed. So I'm using elephant stone, which is from my local aquatic retailer, and I'm going to put the biggest piece in first. I'm going to create almost like a triangular composition, so I have a nice open space here and then a mound over here with all the planting coming up here. That's the idea. And when I'm positioning the rocks, I'm just making sure the most interesting side is facing forward. And we take note of the strata as well, which is the lines of the rock, just to try and complement each other so it looks as natural as possible. The next step is to add our wood. So this is common wood found in most retailers. It's like a red moor root or spider wood. It goes by a few different names. And we just position it to make it look as natural as possible again. And that fits really nicely there. I love using a combination of wood and rocks. Just adds that extra sense of nature, that essence of nature into the tank. So I'm going to be adding some insalars, which is the word for the actual plants, and they need to be positioned just above where the water line is going to be, so the root mass will just sit underneath the water. So we need to make sure there's an ideal platform of where those plants can sit. We can't have the leaves actually submersed, because they may die off if they're terrestrial. They may adapt if they're marsh plants, but for this setup I'm just going to be doing purely emergent growth. So to do that, I'm just going to put some more tiny stones in, smaller stones around the back, just to make sure there's enough platform for the plants to sit. So now we're ready to add our water. So using my trusty red colander, just place that in the bottom there, and that will help just stop disturbing the gravel too much. And then just gently pour our water in. So we're just putting enough water in there to allow the roots of the insalars to sit in. So bear that in mind when you're with the level of water that you're using. Okay, perfect. So now we're ready to add our first insular plant island. I'll give you full details of the species on the video. Pop that in, like so. And now for our second island. And we're just making sure that the base of the plant substrate is in the water and not too much of the plant itself. Now we're ready for our third plant. Much smaller, this one. Beautiful fern. Again, I'll put the species names at the bottom of the video. There we go. They are quite robust, these plants, so you can handle them without fear of damaging them too much. I'm just trying to tuck this one in the rocks just there. Yeah, that's planting complete. Okay guys, so the insularium is now set up and complete. Longer term I'll put a tiny filter in there and an overhanging LED light, but it will get by with ambient light, or ideally put it near a window. The plants do best without a draft and will survive in temperatures between 15 and 25 degrees centigrade, so that's perfect for most households. I can't believe how simple it's been. It's taken me about half an hour to set up, a little bit longer because obviously I've been doing the video, but I've absolutely no experience with this type of plant, so I'm really impressed. Anyone can do this. It's all about bringing nature indoors, and I'm a big fan of the nature aquarium concept, but this is cheaper, simpler, much lower maintenance. Literally spray these plants once a day, once every 2 days, and give them a little trim if they need it, and that's it. The roots will purify the water. If you want to keep fish, have a small little filter in there as well. And what can I say, it's a great product. Please do look up Insularium on Facebook. They will be launching a website soon. If you are interested in this product, then do ask your aquatic retailer, and hopefully they can stock it for you soon. So that wraps it up for this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you see, please hit that like button, share with your friends, and keep on scaping. Take care. Bye.